Okay, good. So come with me on my trip to Bonaire. For those of you who are unaware, Bonaire is one of the 6 Dutch Caribbean islands, and it is situated close to South America, next to Aruba and Curacao. Flying in, the light blue ocean water was so welcoming, and I was very grateful that we landed safely, as you can see here. I can say for sure, Bonaire is a very beautiful country, and I'm glad I got to experience it. Here you can see their airport, and outside the airport we spent a few minutes waiting, and then our ride came. So here you can see we were driving through, we passed through the town Kralendijk to head to the hotel. So we got a nice feel for the place from on the first day. You know, got to see the style of houses and the buildings and the vehicles and all of that great stuff. So it really was a nice experience, even from the first day. From we got there, the love was immense. Now here you can see the hotel that I stayed at, the Captain Don's Habitat. I have to say I really love this hotel, and I could say for a fact anytime I return to Bonaire, I will most probably be staying at this same hotel. It's very nice. The environment and the ambiance is nice. The rooms are very nice, as you'll see soon ahead. But just a great vibe. I here was walking on my way to my room after checking in, and if you notice these coconut trees, keep in mind they will be important later. But yeah, took this little walk to my room, and here you can see me entering my room. First, the bathroom is as soon as you enter. Then there's the sink, and on the right side was the kitchenette. Then there's the bathroom, the shower, and the bed. And then yeah, outside on the balcony there's this beautiful view of the pool. Then now I took a walk outside and strolled around the hotel complex and enjoyed this beautiful, breathtaking marine life. It was so beautiful. The marine life in Bonaire is so great. I have to say that. So I took some time to take in some of these views and experiences. Saw some fish swimming, some parrotfish. Really enjoyed the vibes and the ambiance in Bonaire, but at Captain Don's Habitat specifically, they really did a great job with that hotel. Here they have some swing seats, and then here you have me just, like I said, enjoying the environment. So here you could see the cruise ship coming in, and then enjoy the sunset. So I was actually in Bonaire for a conference hosted by the DCALFA, and we had some meetings, and on this day we went on a tour. We had like a field trip to various different places on Bonaire. So here you could see there was a guy getting water from a well, filling his truck. Then we went to this farm where we got a presentation by the owner of Kunuku Copacabana. And he gave us a presentation of some of the different things he's growing, and he showed us some of the animals he have, his livestock, and some of his added value products like milk and other things he make from his products. Thereafter, we went to a large-scale poultry farm on Bonaire, whereas they have like over 10,000 chickens laying eggs, so they're specifically doing layers. So here you can see them in their cages, and they have like a professional setup, whereas the eggs get laid and they go on like a conveyor belt that leads them to the processing room, and they can just be collected, cleaned, and packaged. Really nice setup. So here you can see it. You can see the eggs on the conveyor belt heading to the room. These here are the silos which hold the food for the chickens. So as you can see here, we were back on the road. As you can see, we could see the cruise ships close to the port. And yeah, we were back on the road heading to the next stop. Next on the list was this daily catch fisherman's market, whereas they had various different fresh fish. Tuna, salmon, shrimp, mahi-mahi. And it's all locally caught by the owner. We then went to have lunch at Posada Paramira, which is a restaurant at the top of the hill. And while we ate, we got presentations.
These eggs, they grow up in a safe environment where nothing can eat them, no predation. And from there, Martin is showing it, it's a drone picture. And from there, we can release them after a couple of weeks. It gives them a head start in life, as it's called. So a lot of them, the larvae that we eventually release, might not survive, but the chances are much higher than in the wild. To give you an idea, we have found a group of yellowtail parrotfish here, spawning aggregation, which means hundreds of fish come together and they mate with each other and they spawn in the sea.
Here we arrived at the Cadushy Rum Distillery. We got a tour.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll wait.
Ask your line again.
I'm sorry?
Say your line again.
Have you ever tried drinking a cactus?
Okay, good. Do you recommend we do it?
Yes.
What?
Have you ever tried drinking a cactus?
Yeah, bye. And yeah, trying this cactus rum was very nice experience, and getting to see their setup and their distillery was a very nice experience. I also like these nice yellow pretty birds that were flying around.
We want as much variety as possible, so we don't make cuttings. We grow most of our plants with seeds, because with seeds you have this genetic diversity. So we go out in the field, we collect from multiple trees. So we don't want the seeds from one wayaka, we want it from 20 wayakas. And so we often go out in the wilderness and we collect the rare and protected species. And this is a nice example, the Mata Comblesse, we call it here.
Yeah, so we were at the Terabara Native Garden where we got a presentation by the gentleman that you just heard, and then he gave us a tour through their garden to show how they were using permaculture techniques to restore the native vegetation. Lastly, we went to the LVV, which is the Department of Agriculture in Bonaire, and they gave us a tour, and then we got a farm to table experience of these 2 lambs they roasted for us. But this is not the same as the one that you saw previously. The next day, we got back to the presentations, whereas I had the opportunity to present a pitch for livestock farmers. Everybody, we are the livestock farmers of DCALFA. After presentations, we took some pictures. So this is a picture with me, Luke from Sava, Sherman from Aruba, and Joey from Curacao. Then this is a picture of the St. Martin delegation. The next day, I had the opportunity to be a part of a panel discussion with various other delegates. After the meetings had concluded, I got to take in some of the sights, and we went to a steakhouse named Patagonia, which was very nice. The ambiance and the vibes in there was very nice, and the food was on point. I also took some time to enjoy the ocean. I went down to the docks and really took in the marine life, and I even took a dive. So here is where I jumped in, and if you listen closely, I told the phone not to go anywhere, but it still fell. But thankfully, it only fell right there on the wood. I also got to experience this floating bar/restaurant, and it was so cool, so innovative. I think probably one of the biggest highlights of my trip. I really admired how they put it together and the innovation with this idea. It was really well done. The following day was more relaxed. Got to take in the sights. I got to see the floating bar once again in the daytime. Then in the evening, we went to this Cuban bar and danced salsa. And we even went to this other club that we got them to play bouillon. So yeah, like I said, coconuts would be important because I got a few.
We in Bonaire, we got coconuts.
So yeah, I cut them open and share them with the St. Martin crew.
Ready? So look what we're gonna do. Oh, okay, good. So show you a lot of things. Like you see here, there's a water tank. It has an arm.
So yeah, on this day we got a tour of the LVV compound and they showed us their different equipment and just a full rundown of their setup.
Look right at
This one was hay baler, so it picks up the hay and bales it automatically. Here I got the opportunity to plant the St. Martin tree. So one representative from each delegation from each Dutch Caribbean island planted a tree to represent their island. And I was given the opportunity to plant the St. Martin tree. You can watch this full video on my page.
Look here now, look here.
I did the job. I can always do the job, yeah.
Yeah.
What thing hour?
Sí.
So yeah, now that my tree is planted, I wonder how my tree is doing. Of course, I had to take a picture with it, and I took a picture with Maurice and Arthur. Arthur also provided me and all of the other delegates with a bag of various different seeds. After this, I was in full-on tourist mode. I went taking in the sights, seeing what all Bonaire has to offer. I got the opportunity to see the salt production in Bonaire, whereas they have mountains of salt, like literally hills, numerous. And it was a real pleasure to see. You know, it brought back some nostalgia for me. The only thing, I was a little disappointed because after taking this drive, I was told that there is a box that you could take a piece of the salt as a souvenir. And I didn't know that. I didn't know you could stop and take a piece, but still, nevertheless, it was nice to see. I would have loved to have that piece of salt as like a keepsake, but yeah, they told me like right here where this bridge is, if I had stopped and pulled off, there's a box right under this bridge. And I only found out after. But yeah, like I said, mountains of salt. Honestly, these videos are not doing it justice. Anyways, after seeing the salt production, I got the opportunity to see the flamingos. They were in their natural habitat, just eating shrimp and mating and just living life. And yeah, just taking in the sights. I went to this nice surf bar on the eastern side of the island, which on this side was more rough. The ocean water was more rougher. And it was cool to see the difference because on the western side was way more calm. But on this easterly side, people were doing surfing and doing windboarding and all kind of different activities like that. So yeah, on my last day, of course, I had to take in this lovely marine view once again. And of course, I had to go and see this floating bar and restaurant one more time as well. Honestly, I feel like just seeing this gave me a lot of inspiration. It was really, really inspiring, very innovative. I loved it. All in all, Bonaire was a very nice trip, a very nice experience, and honestly, I would recommend it to you. If you've never been and this looks like something that would intrigue you, check it out. But yeah, like and subscribe if you like the content, and more content to come.